Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Alana here. Welcome back to 3 Degrees of Love Divination. So, as you can see, I've changed my reading cloth. I've since put away the Dark Reflections Tarot and reading cloth. And I've rotated out some decks and brought in some new ones. So I think in my last video, I think it was, well, you would see that on my channel, I have some shorts, but those are not what I'm talking about. My last video, like, video, that I did, and I was talking about the Oracle Dior and of course the Lonely Dreamer, but the Intuitive Night Goddess tarot was one of them that I mentioned, and how it came, the deck came sort of warped-ish a little bit, in two parts it seems. Since shuffling it, it's gotten a little bit better, but still kind of wonky. But anyways, I'm actually really enjoying the deck and working with it. And one thing that I really have been enjoying pairing is the Intuitive Night Goddess with and this was just a bit of a surprise liking, I guess, if you will, but my brain was like okay, that's not gonna, whatever, was like, oh yeah, remember this, the Night School, the Moonlit Magic deck? And I was like, okay. And so I pulled it out, and then I did a reading with it, and I absolutely loved how they sort of spoke together. It was like, so, I just did like a 4-card spread, which like I normally would do, and then I pulled 4 of these. So these are like, so of course the Moonlit Magic deck. Of course, this is an RP Mystic, and yes, this is a Priscilla made me do it moment here, and so the idea is about, there's different mantras, rituals, essential concepts, key symbols, and things to talk about. I believe there's a book that goes along with it, and a journal, which I think my friend Priscilla has reviewed on her channel, Priscilla's Tarot Corner. If I find the walkthrough that she's done, I will have it linked down below in the description box. But yeah, so, but how I find that, and I mean, yes, it comes with a little guidebook, but there's not really much to the guidebook other than, some general kind of recommendations and things, maybe to include with your practice, but it's not really a guidebook per se, because of course everything that you need to know or reflect upon is written right on the card. But yeah, I just feel like, the Intuitive Night Goddess is a very, I find it to be a very straightforward and easy reader deck, if you will. And so very great for, like, reflective, having a very reflective practice. And, of course, I'm all about mental health. So, having a practice that's very reflective and introspective, and combining that with therapy is my jam, right? So, yeah. So that's why I actually really like this deck, and it's kind of it's like kind of the same cardstock almost, sort of plasticky, flexy feeling, thin kind of cardstock, and so yeah, and I mean like, right? So I really have been enjoying that. And also, what I kind of wanted to talk about today, other than that, of course, but really what inspired me turning on the camera for this, is the fact that because I'm still working with the Lonely Dreamer Tarot, and the Oracle Dior, which is, of course, the curated works of French painter Odlin Redon, and his artwork, right, and turned into tarot and oracle. But also, there's another tarot deck that features Odlin Redon's artwork, and I had been eyeing it for a while. Actually, this creator has quite a few decks, indie decks, and because of how very in-depth and intricate they all are, I want them all. But anyways, one I think just went mass market. I can't remember. I think it's the Star Lore. Is it it's a tarot, I think. I'll put a picture up, and that one's going mass market. I think it might be even out now. But of course, the version I would want is the indie, because I don't like the repackaging for the mass market, but and also because I actually really enjoy this creator's work, so having the original would be fantastic. But anyways, so and this deck is the is it Tarot Chimera or the Chimera Tarot? Anyways, we'll see right as I pull it out. So it comes in a custom printed linen tarot bag, and then has with a print of Odlin Redon's artwork, and it's very nice quality. So it's the Tarot Chimera, and this is the Arcana of Odlin Redon. This is also a gonna be first time working with it, so to speak. Well, not so to speak. It is the first time I'm working with it, actually, but it's been in my collection for a bit now. Anyways, so yeah, and I figured since I'm still working with, like I said, the Oracle Dior and the Lonely Dreamer Tarot, which I, instantaneously fell in love with when I backed the Kickstarter. I'm like, yeah, why not? So, so this comes with this sort of book pouch thing here I got on Amazon, and that's because this deck, the Tarot Chimera, actually has a bigger guidebook too. So it does come with a actually pretty decent little white book, if you will. But it's not like the typical, like, you know, mass market little white book, if you will. This is actually pretty decent. The quality of the book, it's not really flimsy. Anyways, so I really like that. But it does have a, like I said, a bigger guidebook. And of course, this deck is a linen deck, and so is the Lonely Dreamer and the Slow Tarot that I've been working with as well. I recently pulled out because I felt like, yeah, a regular RWS, and I hadn't worked with pretty much a regular version of that, you know, in a while. And so this is the original tarot by Debra. And if you remember, on my channel I do have some reviews of Debra's decks. It's the Tarot of Light and the Black Tarot that I did, and that I have and was gifted to me for the purposes of review. But this copy, the original tarot, is something that I purchased myself, and I hadn't worked with this in a while, but I actually love this version of the RWS, and so I just felt like it fit, and because it's linen cardstock as well, I was like, yeah. And, you know, match the Slow Tarot, you know, so why not? Makes my piggies happy, so why not? Anyways, so hang on. Okay, reorganize myself. Okay. So this is the Tarot Chimera. These are the backs. And this is actually, as much as it's a linen cardstock, it's a thick linen cardstock, with pretty much square edges, but they are rounded, but they're like teeny tiny rounded, if you will. And yeah, so as you can see, it is, you know, that sort of dark palette, you know, grays, browns, beige, white, black, you know, kind of coloring. Anyways, so yeah, so I'm excited to you know, to have that and work that out. And size wise, it's actually bigger than the Lonely Dreamer. Okay, there you go. So yeah, part of what I other than, you know, me wanting to you know, work with this, and since I'm you know, for a while, because you know, I love, like I said, Odlin Redon's artwork. I feel like I relate to it, and because it also, you know, strongly tied to Carl Jung, and you know, his philosophy and all of that is, you know, psychology, connecting psychology with tarot, and again, me being all about mental health, and you know, that whole idea, I feel like it's you know, very relatable for me. So in that respect, also, so hang on. Let me. How do you input this? I don't know. There you go. Okay. I don't think I mentioned the creator of this is Natasha Roland. That's who created the Tarot Chimera, along with, as I mentioned, a whole bunch of other decks, and the one that's the Star-Lord Tarot, I believe, which is now gone mass market. I forget with which company, but I will have it all linked down below and put it up on screen. But yeah, so here is the bigger guidebook. Yeah, I'm really excited to go through it. Like I said, especially, you know, with still working with the Oracle Dior and the Lonely Dreamer. And so the thing with that, and what I said is, well, as I have been reading with the Oracle Dior, there was a few times, I think, especially in the bigger guidebook of the Oracle Dior, where it talks about, it references Chimera, and that is the name of a particular artwork of Odlin Redon, and so as you know, as that the name came up, it triggered me to be like, oh yeah, I need to bust out the Tarot Chimera, because again, it's Odlin Redon's work, and you know, so why not? And if I'm already working with the Lonely Dreamer and the Oracle Dior, then why wouldn't I work with the Tarot Chimera as well? So, especially when I am a multi-deck girl. So, yes. So, I don't remember in which one of the cards and the write-up that references Chimera. If I find it, I'll make note and put that in editing. But yeah, so I'm excited for this pairing mashup of, you know, of Odlin Redon's work, you know, in divination form here. So yeah, and especially with you know, the premiere of my 4th annual Bell Let's Talk Day, you know, which is coming up, and it's if you haven't seen the thumbnail for it, it is up, set as a premiere. So please do check that out, and you know, hit that notification bell so that you would know it's set for this coming Wednesday. I'm filming this on Saturday, the Saturday before, so it's coming up this Wednesday, January the 22nd. That's Bell Let's Talk Day, which is a Canadian campaign, not sponsored, but not sponsoring this video, my Bell Let's Talk video, but of course in support of the campaign, hashtag Bell Let's Talk, all about, you know, breaking the stigma and you know, discussing openly, having an open discussion about mental health, and you know, how that, you know, has affected one as an individual, and you know, how we see that, you know, affecting the whole, as we are in a global mental health crisis. And of course, the panel today, sorry, the panel for this year's video I couldn't be more excited and pleased to have them be a part of this, this journey that I've been on doing these videos. This being the fourth one. Everyone who has ever participated, means the world to me. And I, appreciate them all dearly. But this one feels even more special because of it being the fourth one, I guess. And also, the people to date, the flow of the discussion, and just how everything seems, to fit, in the story of my journey, diving into tarot and pairing that all with spirituality and mental health and all of that. So I hope that you will join me for that. It's premiered for 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course it is a premiere video, but there will be a live chat. So I hope that you will join, and will like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell. So you'll always be updated when I post my next video. So, you know what? Let's just quickly go through. So this deck is in order. The Tarot Chimera. I'm going to move the guidebook here. And I'm just going to do a flip through of that with the Lonely Dreamer, 3rd edition. So it includes all the extra cards. I don't remember how many cards are in the Tarot Chimera. Hold on. Where's the box? Let's see if it says. Well, not on the box. No, I think it's just 78 cards. Yeah. Which I'm not mad at. So, obviously that's the standard tarot. But yeah. But I know, of course, a lot of indie creators love to put, and I love to put extra cards in their include in their decks. But I couldn't remember off the top of my head if this one had that. When I was looking to get it at the time. So anyways, so we have, and I'm just gonna do this quick flip through to music. So let's just make sure you can see, and let me just bring this in. And these are very slidey cards, so please bear with me. Linen tends to be, and yeah, so, okay, there, okay. What I think I really like about pairing the or will enjoy very much, because like I said, the Tarot Chimera is the first time working with it, right? But as this one is very more muted, the Tarot Chimera, it's almost like it's like using, even though technically Odlin Redon's work is already on the darker, sort of shadowy side of things, you can kind of use the Lonely Dreamer as the sort of lighter version versus, the shadowier that's even a word, version, if you will, with the Tarot Chimera. Also, another thing that just came to mind is, if you're the type to do sort of, relationship readings and things like that, and having one deck speak for one person, and the other deck for the other person, or if you were doing a polarity reading, if you will, and whatever, however you read, but you want to use 2 tarot decks, and one to show more lighter versus darker, this would be perfect, because again, it's all Odlin Redon's work here. And yes, I do believe there are some cards and some artwork that are repeated in both decks. Yes, but I mean, when I say that, I mean, so let's say, for example, this is the Emperor card here in the Chimera. This artwork might be used somewhere else in the tarot of the or the Lonely Dreamer tarot, and be symbolic for something else, so that kind of thing. So if your brain's not the type to bounce around like that with the info, and you're very much sort of stuck to one, then that may not work for you. But if you're like me, where you sort of very, spontaneous, multifaceted, fiery brain, like me, and sort of can move that way and see things to have, depending on the then this would work, right? Anyways, okay. I hope I that explains what I was trying to say. But anyway, back to the cards. Oh my gosh. Okay, so if this wasn't confirmation enough, I don't know what is, because like I said, the Lonely Dreamer deck is not in order, but the Tarot Chimera is. And for me to pull both the Hermit and the Hermit at the same time in a Hermit year, no less, as I continue to live my life as a hermit at present. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that as, yeah. Okie dokie. And technically, and 9 and 9 and 8 is 18, so that also is the equivalent of the Moon card. All right. Wheel of Fortune and the Fool. Justice and the Two of Cups. I think the way that this just comes to show for me that that the way that these decks speak with each other is like a match made in heaven, I feel. Like here we have the Hanged Man and Searching. So right away, to me, what this looks like is searching for a new meaning, searching for a new perspective on, on things. So, maybe how, for example, how we view something like mental health, how it's been viewed in society, how the use of tarot has been viewed, right? And the reason why everything is such an uproar is because everyone is searching for something. Everyone is searching for something new. The search, this being a hermit year, that in doing that introspection, searching from within, changing perspective of self and how self sees the world and the view and where we're at and our role in its everyday operations. We cannot control what happens when interacting with others. We cannot control someone else's behavior, their response, but we do have control over ours. And so therefore, taking the time to reflect upon behaviors, perspectives, ways of thinking, and how they don't serve the greater good for self and others. And taking that time in this year to make that change and committing to that. Shedding what doesn't serve us. Like the snake sheds its skin. Out with the old, in with the new. "13, death, paired with 14, the star. Powerful. Death and rebirth, 4, wish fulfillment. The star. What we hope to achieve, what we hope to become, what we hope for our future and future generations to come. The time it takes to create this. Okay. Judgment Day. On all the negativity, the devil's work. We just left a karmic year, right? All right. Everyone is held to judgment. Even the devil himself. Inauguration day is coming up, isn't it? Okay. The Tower, 5 of Wands. Okay, I'm just gonna keep going and stop speaking now. Here we go. We have the Star again, right? With security. That egg looks mighty afraid. Okay. Confinement, the moon. All right, I think this deck, these decks have a lot to are speaking heavily here, and I will leave it up for you to tell me what messages you pick up as I continue to go through the cards. And I'm going to do that to music. Okay. Oh, that's right, because the Lonely Dreamer has extra cards. Okay, sorry. Okay. I hope you enjoyed that walkthrough. I actually enjoyed it and was finding I was picking up a lot of intuitive hits as I was flipping through the pairings. So I don't know about you. Excuse me, but I really enjoyed that, especially that way, because like I said, the Tarot Chimera is actually in order, whereas the Lonely Dreamer Tarot was not, and also had extra cards, which I felt paired very well too with the Tarot Chimera. But since I have them here, I figured why not put all of them together. So let's see, we have, because it was still, actually, you know what, I'm just going to shuffle this one. Actually, I'm going to shuffle all of them and see what comes up. Okay, 10 of Wands. Oracle Dior. That's too many. Okay. Aimlessness. And at the bottom of the deck, introspection. So, actually, do this. Can't see that. Actually, let me zoom out for this. Oops, that's not. There we go. Okay. Bit of a stretch for me to shuffle, but not mad. I have smaller hands, and this is a bit of the bigger deck. Size-wise, not necessarily card-wise. And the linen, like I said, is thicker, a lot thicker, so. Whoa. Definitely linen with a, what I feel is very substantial black core here. On this deck here, the Tarot Chimera. Very strong deck. Both constructively as well as substance. Oh no. That wasn't good. No. Well, christen that card, I guess. Okay. One more time. Okay. Oh, okay. And we have the Lovers. Underneath the deck, we have the Hermit. Okay. All right. So there's definitely a choice to be made here. And I would say a choice that needs to be made this year, because as with the bottom of the card being the Hermit, and we're in a Hermit year, yeah. And that could, go for, absolutely anything at this point, for everybody, but definitely a very decisive year, going in, making that choice, yes, facing the hard work that it's going to take, but, taking that time, and what may seem like aimlessness, waste of time, but it's not, because to take that deep time to deep dive into all of that, what's within, to uncover, and heal the past here. We raise the vibration of the inner child and the inner heart space. Yes, it takes it's going to be a lot of work, and can be scary. But once you commit yourself to doing what needs to be done, whatever circumstance that might be, whatever, really taking a deep dive into what isn't serving, you come in face to face with the best version of yourself. And as you come face to face with the best version of yourself, you attract the best of what life has to offer you, what you're destined to receive and achieve. So, with all that being said, I'm going to leave it there. Please, comment and let me know what you thought about the pairings, what sort of messages may have come up for you as I was flipping through the cards. Like I said, I felt they spoke beautifully together, and especially when I was having, especially when the Terra Chimera was still very much in order, whereas because it's a new deck that I'm just now, rotating in for the first time to use, and paired with the Lonely Dreamer tarot, which is something I have been working with for a bit. So it was definitely not in order, had been shuffled many times over prior to that flip through. But what came up there for me, and how it paired and how it spoke and what resonated, and what I was intuitively picking up on as I was flipping through the cards, was nothing short of oh my gosh for me. So please let me know what you thought, and of course overall what you thought of the video, and definitely check out some of my other videos that I've recently done, especially in regards to the Lonely Dreamer and the Oracle Dior, and of course all stemming from my end of year reflections tag that I did collaboratively and simulcasting with Brittany from Cosmic Lunar Soul and Priscilla from Priscilla's Tarot Corner. And of course the deck I wish I had worked with more is a deck that I have loved many times over, because I have all the editions, and that's the Lonely Dreamer Tarot. And then of course it was like opened the door to more that led into a video response that I I felt needed to happen, and that thanks to Ange of Roots and Waves Divination, and of course how the Lonely Dreamer really tied into that because of the Hermit card and my connection to Odlin Redon's work, and just how now, to top it all off, to do this and introducing Tarot Chimera with the rest of his work created by a fellow Canadian, if you will, Melissa Witherspoon, and all of her work. And like I said, she's the reason why I went down the Odlin Redon rabbit hole, and have been loving it ever since, and just the connectivity to it all introspectively speaking, and what I have my practice has been, and the philosophy of Carl Jung, and how that is really very enmeshed in this for me. So very psychology based, and of course thank you to the work that Drea Bloom has done, creating the tarot activity, and how all of that just to me solidifies everything to date for me. So so thank you so much for being here. If you made it this far in the video, please my signature 3 hearts, if you will, and of course feel free to comment on what you thought overall of the video, and maybe your thoughts on the decks and how they paired and stuff like that. And as I always say, I am love, so are you. As I am human, you are too. So please take care of yourself and one another, and while you're at it, don't forget about me too. I love you so much, and as I leave you here today, please remember to always check your privilege, mind your magic, and until next time, and always, live, listen, and learn. I love you. Bye.